or like clout, whatever. It's now just they're trying to be a part of the community.
Absolutely. How would you introduce people to DMTV? You know, people that haven't heard about you, like they aren't fellow artists.
Best way to describe DMTV is that it's a multimedia company, a brand. I want to call it, like, company is obviously like the corporate way of saying it. Brand is more of like, you know, like more of a genuine way to see it. So it's a multimedia. Like I'm trying to dive into music videos, like merchandise. I'm trying to drop merchandise soon, shows, you know, with the festivals and everything. And then obviously the article coverages and all the other stuff that we're doing. And the other side of it is just building a community in a city.
Absolutely.
You know, changing, like all of us, right? Like even all of us here, it's not even just about me behind DNTV. Like DNTV stands for everybody, because my goal one day is to be able to put on an artist that, you know, has no platform, and I'm like, you know what, I mess with this artist, I give him a video and I give him a platform. There's so much talent, even how you guys said you didn't know half the artists that I post. It's good because there's so much talent that nobody knows about. But everybody just keeps focusing on the guys that are making the, you know, just doing all the cloud, you know, like, you know, the gang banging stuff, like, you know, just like all the just shit that tarnishes the name of the city. And like I feel like anyone from like the States that thinks of Toronto, it's either the big guys. If you ask them, do you know any of like, you know, any small artists, or like probably all the really just annoying street rappers that are just talking all this trash, killing each other and shit. It's like, it's crazy.
Oh, I mean, we're winning together. Like when you're doing something and you're locked in, you know, and
you're doing stuff too with your brand. Like I really do mess with Six Ed. Like you've already done a bunch of shows too, and it's like I've been to them, and you know that was probably like the first taste I've had of like seeing, for example, an artist of mine that I personally worked with before and enjoyed, and kind of finally seeing him perform, and he didn't have to, you know, wait until I did or anything, or if anybody else called him. Like you're kind of doing the same thing. You're already providing a platform. March 2nd was the official 2 years since DNTV was really like founded in terms of like it's like the way we see it today. But a lot of the skills I honed in even before I started DNTV. So like probably since I've been making content since 2017, like vlogs and like those kind of like weird tutorial videos that were, you know, even though I look back at them, it's like cringy, but it's like that was a step that kind of helped me kind of be more extroverted, be a little bit more confident in what I'm doing. And then I honed my craft over those years. I did photography for a little bit of time too. So all of that kind of accumulated to where now I can just basically do whatever I like. You know, I could do graphic design, photography, video, everything for my brand. So I don't need anybody really. Like I want to have people on the team, but I'm realizing because I'm so multifaceted, I don't need anybody to do things. English is like my third language. So I was never good at writing. So it's kind of funny how like I used to hate English class and writing, and I turned out to basically be half writer right now. You know, it's like, it's weird how shit works. It's like I never expected to be here, because before videos I was a drummer for 5 years, and that was my main craft. I'm talking about like literally I was gonna go professional with it. I was going to like a proper art school and shit. So I'm talking about like it was 5-6 hours a day every single day for 5 years straight. Like, you know, I could jump on right now and just like it's, you know it's just like I love that. But I remember it was like it was like middle of 2017, like right before I was going into my 11th year. I kind of started to realize like, yo, something's telling me this is not the, like I love it, but something deep inside was saying like this is just not the thing to move forward to. And that was probably the weirdest time in my life, because I'm like, all I could think about was that, and something was saying to not pursue it. So it was like, just imagine like what you love, and then like at the same time something's telling you just don't do it. And then a year or two later, I ended up being in the position I am like basically now, where I found the path I wanted to go into. So it's kind of wild how shit kind of works. So, you know, one way of kind of explaining is that like you never really know where you can end up. Just that little bit that you build can potentially just like morph into something else.
You are definitely suitable for what you're doing, you know what I mean? You're good at like laying your ideas down and telling people about the things, you know? Was there always an interest for you in like rappers, the rap scene, the underground?
Yeah, and like now it's time to establish something fresh and new for the new generation. So I feel like that's where these, you know, brighter, more interesting edits are kind of like where it's at. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not someone that goes too crazy with edits either. I kind of find a tasteful use to it, where any effect I use, it's usually just custom made for the video. So I never bought plugins to put in or anything. Like I literally go out of my way to make it custom made just for the video. And I feel like every video, like I just make something fresh and new all the time. So I think that's what kind of gives it that look that's a little different, where it just feels more genuine and real and something that you haven't seen before in a way.
And we need stuff that we haven't seen before.
Exactly.
For this modern generation. We need people like you and your organization, bro. And you're moving, you're doing shows, you know what I mean? Yeah, tell me about, you know, some of the future ambitions.
Okay, so some of the future stuff, I have a show planned for the end of this month, because I'm not sure when this comes out, but I have something planned for the end of March. That's the first kind of like show. My target goal is like 100 to 150 people. I have 6 artists performing. I'm great lineup. There's amazing support system behind it. So I have like, it's definitely going to be a show to look forward to. The first proper show I'm going to make. I'm going to have another show coming up in like around June-ish time. A little bit bigger, so like the same idea, just a little bit larger in scale. But then what I'm really looking forward to is the festival in August. That one is going to be like something just completely, just a dream come true type of situation, where it's like I'm trying to get around between 500 to 1,000 people to attend that for at least the first festival. And I already have connections to some of the some well-known artists in the city that are interested to being a part of it. And I know that I'm trying to really make an impact with that one. I'm like, look, this kid started 2 years ago and there's already a festival going on with all these artists. Like, and it's not because I have money or anything. It's because instead of going the money route, I built it, like all the artists performing that night. I have a genuine connection with them, and I've spoken with them on the phone. I've built that friendship with them. So it's not like, it's like a corporation.
It's natural.
It's natural. So like I call them up, like, oh, a show's happening. Like, okay, I'm down. You know, it's not like, oh, like it costs this much to book me. This. It's like more natural to it. And of course, like money side, obviously, like when it starts to generate, like the money, there's guys that are going to get paid, obviously, but they're not in that spot where it's like they're telling me like, oh, I have to get paid to do it. Like they're already interested in doing it, even if they're not getting paid, which is amazing. So it's like knowing that we've built something that's deeper than just money or like clout, whatever. It's now just they're trying to be a part of the community.
How does someone go into working with DMTV, and like what can they expect when they hop into a music video space?
So yeah, my process is like a bit more like, I wouldn't say strict, but it's more so like I have to have a deep connection with the artist. So it's like if you see me co-signing an artist, it's not that he just paid me some money, because I had offers to pay to go write an article of like hundreds of dollars. I'm like, I'm not taking it. I'm not writing an article on an artist I don't believe in. So but videos. Usually I like when an artist hits me up in terms of like, like they come at it where they've already experienced the brand. Like if an artist comes and they don't know nothing about it, and it's like, and I talk to them about it and they don't really appreciate what we're doing, and I can't have that genuine connection, I'm not gonna work regardless of how much money you're offering me. That's not the way I do things. I will never do it like that way. So it's more so just like, if you've seen what I've done, the previous work, you appreciate the brand and you come at it from that perspective, then then there's a very high chance that we can take the next step.
So just get to know Maxim, basically. Exactly. That's what's up.
Like, let's jump on a call, let's talk, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. But at the same time, there's other ways of seeing the effects of DMTV beyond just music videos.
Absolutely.
Because if I just shoot for anybody, then I will never get to the point of where I can make a video and it breaks the artist's career, because now it just becomes the next Six Buzz where just hundreds of artists a day get dropped. It doesn't make sense. I feel like it's just, as long as you appreciate the brand and you want to do something special more than just the traditional music video sense in Toronto, then there's definitely something we can do. And yeah.
Appreciate that, man. There's so much to talk about, but bro. Yeah, this has been amazing, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, 6Z, baby. ZedTalk, DMTV.
Subscribe to the channel.
Oh, DMTV.
No, I mean, 6Z.
Appreciate that. Cheers.